Previously on
Tyler Perry Mason.
I know you're still upset about the fact that I never told you who your father was. His name was Perry Mason.
Does that mean you're white?
Look at us, we're all a little mixed.
We just got a big case.
My milk.
And she's the fiance of Travis Martian.
But you better win in court because I don't
No
lose.
problem.
Okay.
My name is Tyler Perry Mason, and I'm here to represent you as your new attorney.
Do you think your client, Mr. Travis Martin, is innocent?
The facts will be revealed at the trial.
Mark, this is me, man. We buddies. We go way back. I need this, Mark. It's for my man Tyler. I need this.
So you're saying he was a bully?
Steve Irving? You got into a fight with him.
I hope you guys got some good news for me on this Travis Martin case.
I don't have any good news for you. I just got the message that the Timberlake.
Timberlake.
Yeah, he's got the Austin Timberlake.
Objection, Your Honor. Relevant.
Your Honor, the prosecution has laid a foundation that the witness is an expert in investigating crimes. She's entitled to give her opinion as to what made her assessment may or may not be.
Overruled.
May you please state what gun was used?
A 9mm handgun.
In your expert opinion, does it appear from the facts that there is any reason for the defendant to use self-defense?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevant.
Your Honor, the prosecution has laid a foundation that the witness is an expert in investigating crimes. She's entitled to give her opinion as to what made her assessment may or may not be.
Overruled.
Officer Riddle, you may answer the question.
There is no evidence to support a need for self-defense, since the body of the victim was found 5 to 7 feet away from the gun at the time the fatal shot was fired, causing the victim's death.
Your Honor, the prosecution has no further questions for this witness.
Officer Riddle, would you please state your rank for the court record, please?
I am the senior sergeant in charge of homicide investigation for the police department.
And does the department have any policies in relationship to procedures?
Yes.
And the forensic report that was completed, were you there to supervise that report?
Yes.
Objection! Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Ms. Riddle, is this your signature on this report?
Yes.
Was there a forensic investigator there at the scene of the crime?
I don't recall.
You do not recall whether you completed an investigation report? May I present this as Exhibit 1 for the record? You can have the witness to review that. You recognize a signature on that report?
I do not see a signature on this report, nor do I.
As a defendant exhibit, does that
I do not see a signature.
give you recollection? We have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Timberlake, do you have any more questions for this witness?
No, Your Honor. We have no more questions for this witness, but we reserve the right to recall the witness at a later time. Thank you.
You may step down. Prosecution, call your next witness.
Samantha Johnson. Ms. Johnson, can you please state your full name for the court record?
My name is Samantha Marcella Johnson, but they call me Samantha for short.
What grade are you currently in, Samantha?
I'm a senior.
Do you know Mr. Jerry Zimmerman?
Yes.
How long did you know him?
About 6 months.
And how did you meet Mr. Jerry Zimmerman?
At school?
What was the nature of your relationship with Mr. Jerry Zimmerman?
He was my boyfriend.
And how long was your relationship with Mr. Zimmerman?
About 2 months.
Were you dating him at the time of his death?
Yes.
When was the last time you spoke with Mr. Zimmerman?
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
Your Honor, the question is being offered to determine that a conversation was made.
Overruled.
Ms. Johnson, you may answer the question.
The night he died.
And what time specifically did you speak with Mr. Zimmerman?
Around 8:30.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Mason, your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hello, Ms. Johnson. Can you please state the name of the school you attended?
Foothill continuation.
And what kind of school is Foothill Continuation?
It's a school for bad kids, pregnant kids, kids with families, kids with friends. That's all.
And why do kids attend that school specifically?
I don't know.
Thank you. Would you tell the court last time that you and Mr. Zimmerman were together?
The night he died.
And what did you and Mr. Zimmerman do that evening?
We were having sex and smoking.
And did you have any kind of conversation with him regarding anything else?
Objection, Your Honor. Conversation would be hearsay.
Objection is overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor. You've answered the question.
Yes.
And what was the content of that?
It was about an iPad.
And what did he have to say to you about an iPad?
He was talking about how a white kid was coming towards him with an iPad.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
Mr. Timberlake, do you have any further questions?
No, Your Honor, we have no further questions for this witness.
You may step down. Prosecution, can you call your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Tyler Perry Mason is a character in which he is an attorney here in Pasadena that was influenced as a child by watching Perry Mason, who subsequently finds out that he is the illegitimate child of Perry Mason. And with that passion for law, high morals, community, and to make sure that the next generation has a foundation for the future, he begins to exercise that effort with his own family here in Pasadena. Not only does he establish himself as a professional in Pasadena, a father, but he also sets a standard in which he shares with his children that they need to be community involved, that community is the foundation for a better tomorrow, and to understand the civic involvement that's required to keep a healthy community. All of these values are incorporated into the show, and more importantly, the show always leaves the young viewers with an understanding of a teaching lesson for their present way of life and their future if the elements or the issues are not addressed for them to understand now. So we really try and take the best of the show for younger viewers to embrace, and also take the nostalgia of Perry Mason and make younger viewers aware of how important Perry Mason was for that generation of the 50s, 60s, who were fortunate enough to witness a paramount chapter in television being created that probably brought forth a number of attorneys, as well as all of the law shows and investigation shows that are on television today.
We call Mr. Betty Montgomery to the stand.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Ms. Montgomery, may you please state your full name for the court record?
Betty Sue Montgomery.
And can you please state your address for the record as well?
436 Mountain Avenue, apartment 24, Pasadena, California.
What was your relationship with Mr. Jerry Zimmerman?
When was mother?
And when was the last time you saw your son, Jerry Zimmerman? Ms. Montgomery, on August 21st, 2012, did you see your son at any time during the morning?
Yes.
And what happened that morning?
He came in like he usually does and went straight to his room and went to sleep.
Did you see him in the evening?
Yes.
And when did you see him last?
The last time I saw him was when he asked me to identify his body after the shooting.
Thank you. We have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Mason?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Montgomery, please state the relationship you have with Jerry Zimmerman's father.
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
It's relevant, Your Honor, to determine whether or not Mr. Zimmerman should have gone to live with his father.
Okay, Mr. Mason. I am going to give you a leeway on this one. Overruled.
You may answer the question.
It's complicated.
Why is that?
Because I'm his mistress.
You're his mistress? And how long have you been his mistress?
More or less about 20 years.
And does he provide financial support to you?
Yes, he does.
Does he provide physical support to you?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevant.
Overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor. You may answer the question.
Yes, he does.
And can you tell me if your son has been involved in any fights in the last year?
A few.
And has he gone to 4 different schools within the last 12 months?
3.
And why has he gone to 3 different schools in the last 12 months?
He has an issue with anger, so he's been classified as a bully.
And has he ever taken any personal property from other students?
Yes, he has.
We have no further questions for this witness.
Mr. Timberlake, have any further questions for this witness?
No, Your Honor. The prosecution has no more questions for this witness.
You may step down. Prosecution, you can call your next witness.
The prosecution wishes to rest its case, Your Honor.
Mr. Mason, would you like to call your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to call Mr. Travis Martian to the stand. Mr. Martin, would you please state your full name for the record, please?
Jonathan Martin.
Would you please state what type of employment you have?
I work for the Jet Proportion Laboratory, and I'm a reserve sheriff for the County of Los Angeles.
Thank you. Would you please share with the court what is your education background?
I have an associate's degree from the Pasadena City College, and I have a master's degree from Caltech.
Thank you. And would you tell this court whether or not you killed one Jerry Zimmerman?
Yes, I did.
Would you please tell the court how the incident of Jerry Zimmerman's death occurred?
I was on my way to my house, and I got hit from behind.
Then what happened?
I fell to the ground, and I reached for my gun.
And after you reached for your gun, then what happened, sir?
I shot Jerry Zimmerman.
And once you shot Jerry Zimmerman, sir, was there any type of distance between you and where his body fell to the ground?
He flew like 3 to 5 feet back.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Timberlake, do you have any question for this witness?
We have no questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Mason, do you have any more witnesses?
No, Your Honor. The defense rests.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's late in the evening, so I'm going to send you all home. The counselors will make their closing arguments tomorrow at 10 in the morning.
Not only does the show try and set a standard of awareness for our young viewers, but it also sets forth a standard for my 8 children. So in Tyler Perry Mason, as you have seen in watching the show so far, I have 8 kids as a single father. The reason for that purpose is so that we can show the viewers that there are certain levels of awareness for every age group that we have in our society. So we try and tackle that in the most sensitive way to bring awareness as we experience life, as we experience our community, and as we prepare our youth for their future. And so what happens is I have 8 children, 4 girls and 4 boys, and my youngest son, who is Tyler Jr., who is full of animation, energy, all the wonders that a father would want from his son. And he continues to show that throughout the show, his animation, his engagement of people, and his love of life. I chose Tyler Jr. for one reason. He's my actual nephew, and he is really the reason for the show to be called Tyler Perry Mason, is because he was the imprint of the future when I came up with the concept. And that's why the name Tyler was chosen as Tyler Perry Mason.
Hey, Jalen, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. How's your day today?
Good.
Good. What you doing?
Just playing my game.
Oh, can I play? You sure? You know, 'cause you know I want to beat you. I think I can beat you on this one. You sure? I'm gonna show you how I can play.
Hey son, so how's your government project coming?
Good.
So why don't you tell Dad about it?
The executive branch, which is governed by President Obama.
Wow, that's good. What else?
The Supreme Court, which is the judiciary branch, which is the highest court in the land.
Oh, that's good. All right, tell me some more.
And the legislative branch, which is made up of 2 houses, Congress, which is the House of Representatives, and the Senate, which is the House of the Senators, and they both have to come up on a bill, and the president can either veto or ratify the bill to become the law of the land.
Well, you definitely should get an A on that subject.
Attorneys, are you ready for your closing argument?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Timberlake, please begin your closing argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I ask you today to consider all the facts that the prosecution has given to you on the case today, and to consider that the defendant attacked an unarmed 17-year-old boy and shot him in cold blood with his gun. Did not send a warning shot, did not shoot it into the air, maybe at his leg, shot it straight into the heart of a 17-year-old unarmed man who was 7 to 5 feet away. I ask you to consider all this in making your decision today, jurors. Thank you.
Mr. Mason, your closing argument?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you may not like it, but my job is to represent my client vigorously. Here, my client was walking in his own community, a gated community, with an iPad, not bothering anybody, educated, professional, and he gets jumped by an angry 17-year-old teenager who beats him in the head. My client testifies that he shot and killed Jerry Zimmerman, but he's able to do that under self-defense. You have an iPad, your kids have an iPad. Kids these days take things without any respect of others. Here, my client gets jumped from behind. He testified that someone jumped him from behind and beat him in the head, in which you see that Mr. Zimmerman was 6'2", 220, and my client nowhere near the size and mass. And I ask you to use that law to bring back a verdict of not guilty for exercising such defense. Clearly, my client deserved it. Thank you.
I am hereby instructing the jury on the elements required for first-degree murder under the laws of the state of California. As the jury, you are required to follow specific jury instructions. And if you find that the defendant, Mr. Martin, has acted with justification or in self-defense, then you must find the defendant not guilty. If, on the other hand, you find that the prosecution has met their burden beyond a reasonable doubt, then you must bring a return verdict of guilty of first-degree murder. The jury may be removed from the panel.
The efforts that we try and harness with this show is how beautiful our city, Pasadena, truly is. To showcase the landmarks from JPL to Caltech to Pasadena City College, the Rose Bowl, the City Hall, and all the other great scenes that we have shared with the viewers with the making of Tyler Perry Mason.
Hi, I'm Bill Bogard, Mayor of Pasadena, and I welcome you to this great city as we celebrate National Public Health Week. You know, the city has been in existence since 1886, and during that entire time, we have been proud to have our own public health department, which has been operating now for more than 120 years. Pasadena's commitment is to deliver exemplary municipal services to the entire community, consistent with our custom, history, and unique character. This allows us to comply with state health code requirements, to create access to health services, and to prevent disease and illnesses in our community. Celebrating National Public Health Week allows us to renew our commitment to public health and to share that commitment with you, our community. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to working with you in delivering public health services to the entire community.
Hi, welcome to the City of Pasadena's Public Health Department. I am the Director of the Health Department and the city's health officer, Dr. Eric Walsh. We in Pasadena have a very unique situation. We are one of only 3 city-based health departments in the entire state of California. Our mission is that we are dedicated to promoting the physical, social, and mental well-being of all those who live, work, worship, learn, and play in Pasadena. The City of Pasadena's Public Health Department cannot do the work we do by ourselves. And so we partner with organizations like Huntington Hospital, is one of our strong partners. Day One is a youth advocacy group that also does a lot of great work around public health policy. We also partner with the Flintridge Center. Of course, Young and Healthy is one of our groups that we work with a great deal as well. And Young and Healthy just does amazing work on making sure that people have access to health care and are the leads for our Affordable Care Act. Public health is a broad thing. I mean, so we have direct services. We inspect restaurants and hotels. We have a prenatal clinic, and a comprehensive HIV clinic and services, tuberculosis clinic. For those who are traveling to exotic places, we have a travel and immunization clinic. We do outpatient substance abuse treatment, and we do policy work around tobacco and nutrition, as well as nutrition and health education classes. But public health is a lot bigger than all of that. Public health speaks to social justice and environmental justice. It speaks to making sure that every child born in our city has the same opportunity for a great quality of life as every other child in our city. And the City of Pasadena and its health department is very dedicated to making sure that we have a level playing field for every family, that they're supported, nurtured, and get the social services they need to be great and to do great things in our city and far beyond our city. We do want everyone to realize that for us, every day is Public Health Day. Every day we get up and we come to work, and we're excited about making sure that we provide the kind of services to our community that improves the quality of life. So although this is Public Health Week, please understand that every day we live to make Pasadena a healthier city. So please, live well, Pasadena.